Hello, welcome to Madz Creates. I'm Madeline, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute little can cozy. Now, you can use any type of yarn you want. I will be using peaches and cream cotton, or you can use lily sugar and cream cotton. You don't have to use cotton. You can use acrylic if you like, but acrylic is probably not the best option. I mean, this one's made out of acrylic, but it's probably not the best option because it will hold on to that water a lot more than the cotton will, and I feel like it'll take a lot longer to dry, but that could be incorrect. I just personally don't like the feel of wet acrylic. I haven't tested this. I don't know if it will seep through the koozie, but I feel like acrylic, it holds heat very well, so I feel like the heat from your hand might transfer a bunch. Anyway, this is a very long intro. This is the yarn that I'm going to be using, just this fun color. It is peaches and cream. You don't have to get the comb. You can get the cute little 2.5 ounce little skein. They sell them at Walmart for $1.97. I know because I want to buy a bunch of them. Anyway, I have some exciting news before we start. I just got an email 2 minutes ago saying that I have reached 3,000 watch hours, the first tier of the YouTube partner program, and I just have to get 1,000 more watch hours before I can start to monetize with ads, which is so crazy to me. But I also have to gain a little less than 300 more subscribers. So the first tier is 500 subscribers, 3,000 watch hours, or 9 million shorts views. I've got like 17,000 shorts views, and I've only posted like 3 or 4 of them. Probably 4 of them. Shorts are not my thing. Short form content is not for me. The second tier is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, or 10 million shorts views. Anyway, enough of me rambling. For materials, you will need a 4mm hook, some scissors, a yarn needle, and a stitch marker. And of course you're going to need a can to measure up your finished piece to. Now, to start off, we will take our 4mm hook. You can use a 4.5mm if you have tighter tension, but I have pretty loose tension, so I will be using a 4mm. We are going to start with a magic ring or magic circle. The easiest way to do this, take your yarn like this and wrap it towards you like so. You'll go in under the first loop, pick up that second loop, pull it through, twisting it away, and then you pick up that working yarn, pull through like it's a single crochet, and you have your magic ring. When you have your magic ring, if you are right-handed, you always want your tail to be on the left side, and that would be opposite if you are left-handed. So now we are going to place 8 single crochet into our magic ring. A single crochet, you insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, now that we've got 8 stitches in our magic ring, we're going to pull that loop closed and take our stitch marker. You can either place it in your first stitch or your last stitch. I prefer to place it in the last stitch here. And then we're going to increase in every single stitch all the way around. So our first row has 8 stitches, our second row is going to have 16. This will all be done in single crochet. So go under both V's, both loops right here, and single crochet increase. To single crochet increase, you just place 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. My yarn is splitting a little. Alright, I've made it to the stitch with my stitch marker in it. To make it easier, I'm going to take my stitch marker out. Remember, this is your last stitch. place your 2 single crochet in there, and then move your stitch marker back to the last stitch that you created. For row 3, we will be increasing every other stitch. So in your first stitch here, increase, place 1 single crochet in the next, and in the next stitch, increase, single crochet in the next, and increase. You will repeat this until you get back to the beginning. Alrighty, I've made it to my last stitch. There should be 1 single crochet left. Place that, and then place your stitch marker back into your last stitch. You should have 24 single crochet all the way around now. And this will be our final row of increase here. We're going to place 1 increase every 2 stitches. So you will start with an increase. Place 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then increase. So for this round there should be 2 single crochets between each increase, and repeat that till you get to the end. You should end with 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet. Alright, I have finished my last row. We are going to place the stitch marker back into our last stitch. You should have 36 stitches all the way around now. Count them if you like. And here I would take your can and measure this to the bottom. If it matches, it covers most of the bottom, then it is perfect. It should be a tiny bit smaller than the outside of your can. This can's a little busted, and it's squishy. So we have not drank this, but we have it. And now for this row, round 4, we are going to place 8 single crochet, 1 in each stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we're going to loosely chain 8. Now to make this easier, you can, to be able to recognize your stitches, use more stitch markers. And place a stitch marker in the first chain you made, right there. This will help you recognize your stitches because we will be coming back and crocheting into these back bumps right here and not into these front loops. That's just how I like to do it. If you want to skip this step and crochet into one of these right here, you can, but I think this looks really good, and you get this when you single crochet into the back bumps only. So now that we've chained 8, we are going to skip 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in that 9th stitch, we are going to place a single crochet. Now to remember your other stitch, you'll want to find it and place a stitch marker in that last chain right there. Now we are going to single crochet 7 more for a total of 8. My yarn is splitting. Six, 7, 8. Okay, we're going to do the same thing we did here and chain loosely 8. And this first stitch marker should be our 8th space. We will still count anyway, but before we do that, we're going to place stitch markers in our first and last chain. You could have added your stitch marker before you started single crocheting on the last one, but oh well. Now, make sure you count again, or you can just go off of vibes. So there's 2, 4, 6, and that is number 8. So you will single crochet into this next space right here. And this stitch marker, forget about it. We can take this one out, forget about it. From now on, we will be placing single crochets all the way around. No increases. Okay, we have reached our first chain space. We are going to flip our work like this, so we're holding it and flip it so that this back bump here is facing up, and you will single crochet into that back bump there where your stitch marker is at. And then you can remove the stitch marker. Find the back bumps for the next or the rest of the stitches and single crochet into those. Crocheting into the back bumps gives you these beautiful V's right here so that it looks a little more professional, better, you could say. Alright, we've made it to our last stitch marker, and we will single crochet into that back bump there, if I can get to it. And this is why you want to loosely single crochet, so that this isn't too tight here. Even though I did loosely crochet, it is still pretty tight. I'm gonna have to take my stitch marker out. There we go. Alright, now you've done that, you will just continue to go into the regular stitches like normal. So, this is your first stitch right there. Don't skip it. You can even count from here to here to make sure you have the correct amount of stitches. And just single crochet. We've made it to the other chain spaces. You'll want to repeat the same thing you did on this side. And yeah, we will flip this over, single crochet into our back bumps, now crocheting into the back bumps does take a lot longer than if you were to go in how you normally would. And normally you would go into like this top V right here, but we are not doing that. It does take practice to get into the back bumps pretty quickly. Now we go into our final chain space here. And single crochet. Alright, from this point on, you will be single crocheting all the way around. You don't need to worry about stitch markers or how many rows you have, because we are going to make this based on the length and height of your can and how your yarn fits the can. So continue to crochet until you have probably 3.5, maybe 4 inches of work from the bottom here to the top. And I will come back and show you how to finish it off. I've made quite a bit of progress on the koozie, but this is not quite long enough to fit this can. I am going to slide it in there and see just how much more I need to crochet. So it looks like I need to do about 1 more inch for this to fit, because you can bring it up all the way to this right here, and that will be perfect. Now this is just for a 12-ounce can. If you wanted to make a koozie for a 16-ounce can, you would just continue on with the pattern until you reach your desired length. So I'm going to crochet another inch or so, and I will be back to show you how to finish. Alright, the koozie is the length that I would like it to be. So we're going to finish this off. I have a loop pulled up. Tighten that back down. You will want to cut probably 5 or 6 inch tail. We're going to invisible join, so no slip stitching. We pull that loop through, take one of our yarn needles. We're going to thread our needle, and work into, we're going to skip this stitch right here. We're going to work into this stitch, the back of it right there, pull through the front, and we're going to go through the top of this right here, going under this first loop, and there's a second loop there. Go under both of those, pull through, and tighten it to look like a stitch. Then what I like to do on the inside is go in and make a square knot, and then I just go in under each of these single crochets and hide my tail. And don't forget to turn this inside out and hide your tail on the inside. I will not be showing you how to do that in this video due to time restrictions, but it's very self-explanatory. You'll go around the center a couple times and then weave your tail into the rest of your project. If you don't weave in your tail correctly, all of this work will be for nothing and it will come undone in the wash or over time. So hide your tails, weave them in, you got it. Alrighty, and that is going to conclude our video on making this little can koozie. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. If you didn't learn anything new, you're probably already intermediate to advanced, so good for you. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, comment if you feel like it, and subscribe for new videos every Monday.